I, Morya, Son of God on the first ray, come to speak to you out of the diamond heart of my love for my Chelas. I come to speak to you regarding your Chelaship, and I would be happy if you would be seated. I desire that your gains on the path of Chelaship should be greater, and I also desire that my gains as a guru should also be greater. I speak on a subject that has been on the heart of the messenger for some months. The messenger has been burdened concerning the illnesses, accidents, and calamities that have befallen keepers of the flame and Chelas, and reasoned in her heart whether these may have come about because of a lessening dispensation on my part from the Lords of Karma to assist you. This is a relative matter, beloved. Understand the equation of karma. One and all know that individual karma has increased with the dark cycle entering the physical octave. April 23rd, 1990. All know of a diminishing of opportunity to all ascended masters and hosts to intercede on behalf of Chelas and humanity for the very X factor of the increase of karma which they carry, for the karma of the individual, beloved, as well as his inclination toward the things of the Spirit, does determine what measure can be meted unto him from those in our octave. Thus know that it is a given that you bear more, and therefore we can bear less of your karma. There is the equation, then, of such dire circumstances on the planetary body that we must pull upon the resources of our causal bodies, and I speak of the entire spirit of the Great White Brotherhood, so as to render those stopgap measures effective from our level which allow the continuity of your life and purpose and service to the Brotherhood. By your decrees you have bought time and even a window of opportunity. But the buying of this, beloved, comes daily, and we must pay a price daily for every bit of time and every window of opportunity that does come. It is a day-by-day battle, and all, including yourselves, are truly engaged in a planetary Armageddon at inner levels. Now then, beloved, my desire is as great and greater than ever to intercede in your behalf. Yet, I have my hands tied, as does every other ascended master. For this reason Omritas did come to the aid of Saint Germain. For this reason did the Nameless One from the great central sun speak to you. Now then, My proposal is this, beloved. I have asked, and the messenger has asked, for the decree to the will of God, 1003, to be given diligently by Chelas, who must make decisions in their lives, who do not know the way to go, who, because they slack off on decrees and do not tend to the call for the binding of their own dweller on the threshold, sometimes do take a wrong turn, and that wrong turn may lead them to 6 other wrong turns until they are far afield from my aura and reachability. I suggest, therefore, that to maintain the momentum of this conference, that you turn to 1003 when you are able to give that call to me. Look at the verses, look at the chorus, and look how it is a geometry of the power of the throat chakra, line by line. This is a most powerful decree, and it builds around you a crystal of diamond that does set your thinking and feeling world in order, so that you are humming in the key of the will of God. And as you do, angels of the will of God surround you. My electronic presence can be over you as you decree, for you see, I am the embodiment of the will of God. All who invoke the will of God have my presence there, for I and my Father, Mother God's will are one. Give my mantra, have my manifestation, have access to my causal body. This is the foundation of a greater association with me and a stronger tie. Upon this foundation, then, return to the call and the dispensation at hand of the violet flame decrees. Let the diamond chalice building upon itself day by day as you give the 1003 decree become a basket, weave, crystal, chalice for the violet flame. If you reach a certain momentum of vibration and crescendo in these two, you then can say the mantra for the sealing of this blue-violet session. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending. What does this mean, this mantra? It establishes around you the Tai Chi of Alpha and Omega. It establishes the balance of the yin and the yang spiritually, which your bodies may be the reflection of if you care for them carefully. It is the mantra of the body and blood of every Christed one in all octaves. It is the mantra of Holy Communion. I am Alpha and Omega in the white fire core of being. It does establish balance and harmony to the point where angels of the violet flame, angels of the blue ray, joined by healing angels, can accelerate the mending of your garments. I speak to you again of holes in the garments, because this is often the one thing that is needed, the mending of the garments. You need that shield of the many layers, filigree layers of light that comprise your etheric, mental, astral sheaths. As you have torn these, they must be mended. They are mended by angels, but the angels must have the light wherewith to mend them. Thus I give you this concept, beloved, for if you will establish this around you, my electronic presence over you is guaranteed when your heart is pure and your love is unto God, and you have no idolatry of yourself or of me, but only bow to the light in me and in all manifestations of God. I would surely desire to prevent further calamity or dread conditions in your physical bodies. I give you this concept and this matrix. I ask you to specifically call to angels, angels who are called the weavers. The weavers come to reweave, and they are experts. And when they fill in those holes, you will never know that there was a tear there. Thus they assist you with the weaving of the seamless garment without which you cannot ascend to God in this life. This is my message to you, beloved. I desire that you should invoke these flames with a new level of enlightened self-interest. I speak to any and all on the path who have perhaps gone backwards imperceptibly, whose vibration has decreased, those of many years of service who have given themselves tirelessly, yet somehow have lost the point of contact in that service. You cannot be so long on the periphery of the circle without dipping into the center. This is why we have the daisy meditation of I am Alpha and Omega in the white fire core of being, where you stand in the center of the circle and give that fiat and feel the extension of the center to each of the 12 points on the clock and the hierarchy thereof, as you visualize yourself going through the ritual of going out and coming in, going out to the point of the 12 o'clock line under the hierarchy of Capricorn and returning to the center. Thus your journeyings around the clock of life must be from center to point and back again, from center to the next point and back again, using that mantra. Some of you think you know so much of the teaching and have heard so many dictations that you do not have to repeat the first steps again and again. Well, you do, beloved. Do not assume attainment. Do not think that knowledge is always wisdom. Do not think that as you go round and round on the clock of life, you will not uncover new layers of substance. Indeed, you will, and the deeper you go, the more difficult the substance, the more treacherous the conditions of Chelaship. I desire you to see yourself standing fast and knowing that if you do not come to the altar of God with regularity, as the planets in their courses are regular, you will find yourself not having the sacred fire you need to deal with your occupations on the circle of life. Heed me, beloved. There is no need for those who have worked long and hard and served at great sacrifice and surrender to become weary in well-doing the very night before they can be given the initiation that they are well qualified to pass, to move up a rung on the ladder of initiation. Yes, beloved, know the signs and cycles of the body, the time to rest and recreate in the center of God, a time to work and to love and to labor and to build and tear down and build again, and a time to return to the center. It is not only during the hours of sleep that you require this recreation, but in the hours when the mind is active, yet not stayed on the mind of God. Chelas, whose white-hot heat has become lukewarm or cold, I say to you, welcome to my heart. I am Morya. I watch over you. I move with you. Let me in and let go of whatever it is that disturbs you concerning this path, this messenger, this community, this organization. What is that to thee? All of this human condition shall go into the flame. What ought to concern you is whether the servants of God are determined to try and try and try again whether they are determined to correct mistakes and rise, whether they are true chelas, not whether they are perfect mannequins, not whether they are robots of some kind of a false perfection, but whether they have hearts of gold and of fire and can manifest that heart in the very presence of the human condition which ye all have. And the human condition is the condition of imperfection. It is a given. Judge not by the condition of anyone's human. Look further to the depths of the soul and make allowances for moments when everyone may be tired, may utter the thoughtless remark, or forget something that is important. We understand these things. We have moved in this world. Those who expect perfect human beings and will not join any organization or be a part of any group endeavor until they find perfect people are in danger of losing their souls, for they are idolaters. Therefore we let the petticoat of the messenger show, that you might see that none is perfect in the human condition, but you may perceive the perfection beyond the petticoat to the presence of God and know the difference. Let us have balance, beloved, and let your minds not be overcome with the energy veil of judgment. For I tell you, unless you let go of your judgment of anyone on the path, yet retain your Christ discrimination to hold a balance for anyone's weaknesses, unless you let go of judgment, I will tell you what will come upon you. The fires of hell themselves will be unleashed to you in your own judgment. This is truth, beloved, for judgment is a weighty matter. Thus you find the teaching of Jesus Christ. Judge not, lest ye be judged. For with what measure ye mete, it shall be meted unto you again. I have written on the momentum of criticism, condemnation, and judgment. Beware of its subtlety in your mind. Beware of its subtlety in your pride. Walk in another's moccasins. Literally, beloved, if you are critical of someone, take on yourself the penance. Ask that one's holy Christ self and the lords of karma to give you their moccasins for 24 hours. See how you feel bearing that one's karma and burden. See how you come to know what striving they may have in their hearts that you do not see, whereby they accomplish their daily tasks against odds you know not of, and conditions in the body that try them. Yes, beloved, I suggest, if you are of the bent of the carnal mind that does continually judge others, that you cease it at once, else I shall have to remove you from my community of chelas. For all who hold this vibration maintain a direct tie to hell, and that hell will one day rise up in them. And how will they cast it down when they have created the conditions whereby this hell should overtake them? Ye are at the altar of God. Know it, and do not trifle with the fire that has come to you. For the initiation of fire ye must pass through. Pass through it then, and do not allow your consciousness to be in a place where this fire shall burn you. For the fire shall try your work, of what sort it is. expect that initiation day by day, and maintain the stillness of the peace of God through your champion, Archangel Uriel. These are my words to the wise and the ignorant. May all benefit. I send you forth to conquer planet Earth, and I expect you to accomplish the task